Sometimes you need to be reminded that you're not alone. Sometimes you need to be reminded that it's okay to not be okay. A few weeks ago, I posted this picture on my social media. This was a particularly rough day. I was adjusting to being back in the office. My days were long, my sleep hours were very short, the kids were extra needy and cranky, and my husband and I were just not on the same page. We were driving home, exhausted, and my son wouldn't stop crying without holding my hand. My husband looked over and saw me crying and snapped this picture. Completely depleted from life, crying partially because life was so exhausting, but partially crying because it was a gut check. I have these two beautiful, healthy babies that I'm so thankful for, an amazing, supportive husband, and I felt guilty for feeling the way that I did. As you know, I have been very open about our journey. We have lost two babies before my son, and I prayed so hard every day to be a mom. How could I possibly be feeling the way I was at that moment? I shared this photo with you because I couldn't possibly be alone in these feelings, and the response blew my mind. Hundreds of comments. RM Tracy says, "Seeing your post gives me hope and courage." And then Sydney tagging another mama saying, "Just a reminder that we're not alone." Melissa says, "Amen, sister. Thank you for sharing this, as I've had a week like this too." Emily says, "This is a good reminder. We're all human and breaking down in tears is normal." Courtney, "I feel this to my core." Abby, "We've gone through a valley recently too." Sarah, tearing up because I get it. Your comments go on and on. So often we make our lives look perfect online, that nothing is wrong, that we have it all together. So here's the reality. It's okay to miss your old life. It's okay to have tough days and admit that you need help. And guess what? So many other parents are going through the exact same thing at the exact same moment right now. Isn't that refreshing? We're not alone, and we have a village to help us. I reached out to Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, a family therapist and author of Mommy Burnout. We talked about how all of those emotions just means you're an amazing parent who cares so deeply for your child that you put an incredible amount of pressure on yourself to make them happy, smart, and cared for.
There's just two factors that require a parent to be a good or good enough parent. I mean, a really pretty great parent. And one of them is holding high expectations for your kids, and the other one's being responsive, being warm and affectionate. There are no amount of hours throughout the week that you need to spend with your kids. There's no special projects. All of that is for us, really. All you have to do is you have to be crystal clear about your boundaries, the rules, and the consequences if you break them, and respond to them warmly, give them affection. The research shows that that is what it takes to raise healthy, independent, successful children.
She really had such great advice. I met with her yesterday, and we're going to have more from Dr. Z coming up over on Channel 20. But it was great to hear from her. You know, she's a mom as well. She's studied this. She looks at the history of parenting, and she kind of brings it all back down to reality for us.
She's wonderful. You're wonderful. So many wonderful parents out there. And yeah, they go through these things. I mean, but it's nice to know that you're not alone, that's for sure. Just about everybody does, I think.
Yes.
And how you handle it is important.
Yeah, and it makes you stronger. You know, all of our community came together, and I was blown away by the comments, Lauren. We had so many.
Yeah.
I bet, and I love the exposing yourself and the opening yourself to being vulnerable. That's hard, and it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable. So I really loved that story. I obviously am not a mother myself, but I do appreciate when I can see someone, you know, having a hard time and everyone just stepping in for a group hug. That's always helpful.
Always helpful. I love it. Virtual hugs.
And by the way, dads included too.
Yes.
Because they go through this stuff
totally.
too.
And that's why I kept trying, you know, referencing parents. You know, moms and dads go through so many of the same struggles. We all have different things that we're trying to do in the household. And so, yeah, the struggle is real for both sides.
Yeah. Well, it gets better when they get older.
Yes, I hear that.
But it doesn't go away.
No, you start going to concerts with them and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to that.
All right.